Oh yeah, today was a smooth day. It was a real smooth day. We're gonna go over my trade that I took today on the QQQ 433 puts, and then the last two trading days. I'm just gonna be real quick because it wasn't nothing major. But let's hop into the charts. All right, so we're gonna go start off by obviously showing the month so far. Today 201. Yesterday $30. That one yesterday was a little iffy. I traded news and them contracts did run up to a smooth 240, but I was bag holding, which I probably should have never did. But we ain't gonna talk about it. It's okay. I'm not gonna trade news. I don't know why I was even trading news, knowing that I lose every time I trade news. And then on the 15th, so Monday, I took some calls, which I thought was probably I should have waited for it to come to into my zone here, right? But I didn't, and I took the L for it. Wasn't a heavy loss, but it was a loss where I was like, okay, I mean, I get it. I entered early on I was hoping for looking for the gap fill and then the rebound, but we didn't get it. And then I just didn't feel comfortable trading it anymore. So I walked away. Yeah. So that was the 15th. So I lost $18 there, $30 on Tuesday, and 201 today on the rejection. So let's get to it. SPY wasn't really in correlation today with it, but I this 443 is a pretty big point on the Qs. So let me just pull it up. So let's go to 4 hour. Yeah, 4 hour looks a little better. So we got a pop here, like higher, pop, higher. So that this 443, since we didn't hold it on Monday, we bled through it on Monday, right? This is to be seen as a retest and a rejection, right? So yesterday that's what I was really looking for, but news was then, or the Jerome Powell was speaking with the Canadian Fed president, I guess, and they was looking for guidance basically on upcoming rate cuts or rate increases. Just a general talk, and there was some high volatility, and that's where I entered in some shorts off the rip, and then it bounced up in my face, and I had to take a loss on that. Then I played it again, and I was in and out, but whatever. But today we came back into this 433 level early morning. I waited for the reaction here, right? So the initial plan, right? My plan coming in the day, I said, okay, I'm gonna hop in on 5 at 433, see what happens here before the market opens. When the market opens. The goal was to exit my first position here, right? On the pre-market, my first sell was gonna be around this area, right? Second sell would have most definitely been these lows of yesterday. So around 440, 450 is where my second exit would have been. Ideal, because that's where we decided to catch a bounce yesterday. So I was gonna respect it today, see if we was gonna catch a bounce around this area. So that was the plan in my head that I had, cooking. That was the plan I had cooking, right? Okay. So coming into the day, I entered in 5 right off on this candle. Entered in 5 contracts. Boom. It's green. It's green off rip. I'm up $60 on them already. I'm chilling. I'm like, man, this is a good trade. You know what I'm saying? I'm in early. I see the rejection happen, and then on that exact same candle, we get bought up, right? So now I'm looking at it. I'm like, okay, that's interesting. Let's see what happens here. We get two push back down for new lows. We get the pullback. I said, okay, I'm gonna buy 5 more contracts because this is looking good. I go to press the buy button and I sell my whole position. Right? And I sold it for a loss, a $25 loss on it. I'm sitting there like I didn't realize it. I'm like looking at it, and then I see, because there's a little shows you how much you're up and down, like right here, whatever. I'm looking at it. I'm like, yo, where did that go? Glance at my phone because I trade off of my phone. And I'm like, oh, wow, I sold my position, bro. I was hot. I'm over there like, come on, you're joking. This is like a golden setup. I mean, those contracts were pricey. It was like $180 per contract. So that took a chop at my buying power, right? So I ended up taking a loss on that. And I'm thinking like, dang, do I re-enter? I mean, my entry point is now, we already caught the move, right? We're already seeing the rejection. Like, do I re-enter? Luckily, it gave me this little pullback before, bleeding, and I did grab 4 contracts. Just off of the idea, if I was still in where I entered, that this thing would play out, which it did. It did end up playing out. My execution could have been better, for sure. I get hesitant. I don't know. Like, my first 2 sales was around this candle low, right? So around 32. When I was seeing the rejection, I saw it. I had the plan that I was gonna wait until 40, 31, 50, 40, 31, 60 area, right? That was my initial plan, to sell some of the contracts here, and then see if we can get this push down to the lows of yesterday, so around 430, 40, you know what I mean? So that's something I got to work on, is creating that plan, sticking to the plan. I always have my mental stops. I'm like, okay, when I enter this trade, a break above here is like letting me know, hey, look, let's see the reaction that we have breaking above our level. If it looks strong, then I have to cut my loss. But if it looks weak, then I can hold it, right? I have a decision to hold it or not. See how we're doing. I always have my mental stops, but I don't have my price targets. I don't stick to my price targets like I should. I should stick to them. So I definitely did miss out on some cheese around these areas, because I did sell 2 of them here. And then I let my last one ride. And then another thing is, something I gotta research and get better at, is understand what the difference between a pullback and a freaking reversal. Cause I'm already out my position around here, right? Cause I didn't see it through. I didn't have that plan. Like, in the moment, it's dropping. I'm green. I'm focusing in on my P&L instead of the chart, what it's presenting me. And it's just like, can't do that. You literally can't do that, because you miss out on everything else, right? I most definitely wouldn't have caught this entire move. I know that for a fact, because I already knew that yesterday we caught a bounce around this 430 area. But still, I could have had possibly a runner, maybe one contract that was still running, right? So in that same sense, I did sell around my last contract around this 431 area, because we got the drop, and I see this thing towering back up. I'm like, I really don't want this to go back on me, because that's gonna be like a smooth $80 loss on my gains already that I was up. So I kind of just was like, oh yeah, let me just get out. Let me just get out. But realistically, I feel like at this 432 is where I should be like, okay, if we get a pop break above, then the downside is invalid now. But it just comes with time and practice with it. But I have no complaints about today. There's, like I said, creating that plan, sticking to the plan, are kind of things that I need to work on. And yeah, but I call it smooth. It was a smooth day. Although besides I was kind of kicking myself in the head for selling instead of buying more. If I figure out how to edit a video, I'll throw it in there because I did capture it live. My reaction was I was like in disbelief about it. But that would have been a little smooth. You feel me? It would have been real smooth. But it woulda, coulda, shoulda, right? Not really. That doesn't make sense there. But the idea was there. The thought process was there. Add 5 on the pullback. Wait for the rejection, right? But it's whatever. We'll see what the market presents tomorrow. And yeah, today was no complaints. One thing here though that I did differently today. The ES and the NASDAQ weren't in correlation, but this rejection was hot, right? So that's the only reason why I took this trade, because you can see here, SPY is above 505, 30, 40 area. And usually I don't want to take trades if we're in points, if both the NASDAQ and ES are in correlation. But anyways, that's the wrap of this trade recap. And we'll get ready to trade tomorrow. Peace.